our instinct, our natural inclination is to relate to the Holy Spirit as this force, impersonal being when nothing could be further from the truth. So I'll give you a few examples. One, the Holy Spirit can be lied to. Ananias and Sapphira. If you know their story, it's a husband and wife, and they sold this property and that they were giving all the money to the church. That wasn't true. Peter confronts him and he says, you lied to the Holy Spirit and you kept some of the money for yourself. If you asked Ananias and Sapphira, why did you lie to the Holy Spirit? I think they would say, we didn't mean to do that, to appear to be a little more spiritual than maybe we really were. Maybe we could put this, one of the ways we lie to the Holy Spirit is by pretending to be more spiritual than we are. We say we're gonna pray for someone, but we have no intention of doing so. We act like we're generous and sacrificial, but we're not really sacrificing much. You act like you're a loving and thoughtful husband, and then you treat your wife with indifference. These are all ways that we pretend to be more spiritual than we really are. It's not just we're sinning against, we're lying to someone, the person of the Holy Spirit. So the Bible also teaches that the Holy Spirit can be grieved. The New Living Translation says, and do not bring sorrow to God's Holy Spirit by the way you live. When I was 17, I was coming home late one night. So I broke curfew by a couple hours. I opened up the door and I stepped in. My dad's he's just standing there waiting. I don't know how long he'd been standing there. I looked up at him and he's not furious. He's not angry. It's worse. He's disappointed. It's one thing to break some rules. It's another thing to break a heart. And so this is the difference for a lot of us when we understand religion versus the indwelling of the Holy Spirit. Religion's over here saying, here are the rules, and we might try to keep in line, but we don't mind breaking a few rules because some of them don't make a lot of sense to us anyway, and nobody else seems to be following the rules. But once you understand the personal nature of the Holy Spirit, you understand there's a difference between breaking a rule and breaking a heart. Last thing that I would say here as we finish up is the Holy Spirit can be your friend. You can think of this as a name for the Holy Spirit. He is advocate. Now that word can be translated as comforter, as counselor, helper, and as friend. And Jesus says, he will send you a friend that will be with you always. That you can know the Holy Spirit as friend, not as force, but as friend.